Hi, this is Karishma, and in this course, the guidelines for TEFL and TESOL. Today's module, yet another module for the certification, is drama and games. Knowing about drama and games, inculcating these practices in the classroom session is very, very important for a communicative approach to teaching English. Drama increases confidence, widens the scope of each situation, and it provides near to real life practice. So, the inculcating these habits right from the first week of the class sessions is very, very important so that the sessions are interactive and communicative. Moreover, it enhances the fluency, the grammar, the knowledge of grammar, and their speaking skills as well. The teacher's role here is very important. She do not need to be a dominator or an instructor, rather a guide, more of a guide, less of an instructor, more of a guide, as a supportive and a responsive audience. She does not need to be a director for a drama session to take place in the class. That's how they'll have confidence and they'll enjoy this practice as well. To have a structured classroom, any activity or role plays or drama that takes place should have a time limit. For a 30 minutes practice activity, you should give them like 20 minutes to practice to prepare it, because time limit will help get the ball rolling on, and that too you'll be able to cover the curriculum or whatever agenda you have planned on time. And you can tell the students certain rules to have a structured classroom, like nobody will talk while this practice is taking place. They'll have to raise their hands if some actors are performing but they are not able to listen to them, so they can raise their hand, applaud at each of their performances. You can set these rules in order to create a positive environment in the classroom. The improvisation of these drama practices by the teacher is also important, but you need to see whether you have a class of advanced English students, because they can their morale can get depleted, or they can lose their confidence if they see you perform really really well. So you got to check that. And prior to the dialogue exercises, you can give some dialogues, but before that you can give them vocabulary. For example, it's a greeting role play maybe in a informal scenario, so you can give them the dialogues or vocabulary like good morning, how are you doing today. So these kind of sentence structure vocabulary can be given, or some dialogues in hand can be given if the class is really less fluent in English, so that they can practice, rehearse, and then when they can come over there for the first time, they are not that lacking in confidence. So, drama and games, knowing about that is very important. In this course, I will not be telling you grammar rules because this is more about what all modules you need to thorough yourself with in order to get the certification and a good score easily. So if you want to check out the grammar course, I have a grammar course on Udemy as well with the name of Explore the World of English Grammar. You can check it out. And if you want to know about the concrete activities that you can practice in the classroom sessions, I have another course there on Udemy with the name of Learning Training Methodology. Training methodology. You can check that out as well. I'll be leaving the links too if you want. So that's it in this module. I'll be taking up next module that is important for this particular certification. Thank you. Hi, in this course, the TEFL and TESOL guidelines, a module that I'm going to tell you today that is also very important for the certification is the 4 learning skills of a language, which are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Talking about listening skills are the most complicated skills to be, inculcate in the students' learning pattern. Watching movies and listening to English radio station is one way to improve the listening skills of students. The basic framework in order to design your, the teacher can design the listening lessons are like, first is the pre-listening, preparing students to listen. Then while they are listening, they can focus the students' attention on the listening text, and the next is the post listening, helping students to integrate what they have learned. These 3 steps are very important, which includes motivation, contextualization, and preparation. Then comes the speaking skills. Well, in order to improve the speaking skills, speaking to the native English speakers is one way. They can or the teacher can use various activities and games where they can practice through role plays, brainstorming, picture narrating activities, storytelling activities. Even listening can be taught through activities like by giving instructional activities. Do what I say but not, or say what I say but don't do it. Some activities like this Simon Says, touch your knees, that will also inculcate their active listening, and maybe you can do a different action while you're saying something not to confuse them. So every activity, yes, we have to opt for a communicative approach. So we are talking about speaking skills, which is a very important skill, and which provides a rich environment where a meaningful communication takes place. Even while you are speaking, you can emphasize on improving the pronunciation. Well, then comes the reading skills. The text reader, even the fluency, these all things are included in the reading skills. Well, again, when you're reading, you can take care of the pronunciation and different words, syllable, stress, that can be taken care. Even again, you can read a passage and then ask them through an activity where there is a question and then there are options. They have to select the option in order to ensure better understanding. Then there is writing skill. Writing skill can be taught again through a pattern where one of the ways 2 stages where you can give them free writing. You're not interrupting them or taking out their errors. They can take out their ideas and thoughts through pointers, and then the next step is where you correct it and you give them feedback, first emphasizing on their points, and then maybe some grammar mistakes, and then again the revision stage is the next stage where they correct their draft. So 2 stages, first is the free writing and then correcting the draft, the revised writing. Writing is both a physical and a mental act. So these are the 4 skills the module is based on. It is also very important for the certification of TEFL and TESOL. Thank you. Yet another module I'll come up with, which is important for the TEFL TESOL certification. Stay tuned for the next lecture. Thank you. Hi, in this module, in this lecture, I'm going to tell you about the correction techniques. This is another module that is very important. You should be having knowledge about correction techniques as well. In the previous lectures, we talked about different methodology of teaching, like grammar translation method, audiolingual methods, suggestopedia method, communicative method. We talked about different activities, the songs that you can add while you are training or teaching to make the session interesting and challenging. Games you can add in the particular session that you are taking. Then we talked about lesson plans. I'll be leaving some of the material for the lesson planner, or made lesson plan, some of the activities. I'll be leaving some of the material in the course itself. So today we're going to talk about correction techniques. Making errors is an important part of learning process. If the learners are not making errors and they are not being given difficult enough topics and structures to work with, so as a teacher, you have to choose material that is challenging but manageable for your class and correct errors in a positive way. Now, this is very important, that how you correct the errors. If you'll be telling everything in a quick instance, where they did an error and you quickly tell them the answer, then there is no scope for them to learn anything. You got to give them a chance and a pause so that they can correct themselves. The self-correcting is very important, that they realize their own mistakes and correct. That is how they'll be learning in the long run, and they'll be keeping those mistakes as a lesson for their future learnings too. Now, as I said, correction is also needs to be done in a positive way. You cannot just tell them everything wrong with them, they lose your confidence. So in order to strengthen their confidence, you need to reinforce them with some of the good qualities, good pointers, or good things that they have done in their writing or whatever assessment that you're taking, and then tell them about their areas of improvement. Now, how to correct every mistake needs not to be checked. So some of the mistakes that you think they can correct themselves, and you can just maybe mention that in the board in a collective manner, so that individually they don't lose confidence. Errors should be corrected when the correction is acceptable, understandable, doable. The correct form even can be told in, as I said, on the board in a collective manner as well. Now, the assessments, there is formative assessment, there is summative assessment. Formative is you keep the record of the student and then you check and tell the parents about their progress, how they are doing well based on their past performances. Then there is summative assessment, is a collective sum assessment that is taken, and on the basis of that you got to know about the achievement of the students. The continuous assessment is much more valuable because then you can check the progress of the students too. So the various assessment, formative, summative assessments. These days it's more of a formative and continuous assessment because it gives a chance of student to improve. Today I included this module because this is also one of the important aspect of the TEFL and TESOL guidelines. So knowing about this is also very important. In the next module, I'm going to tell you another topic, another module that plays an important role if you are going for the certification. Thank you.